So let's see. I'm looking now. Florence. I think we are right on time, I believe. So,
Yes, you are good to go. I will run
oh,
away.
all right, we're gonna get started.
Okay.
So let's get started. Carlos, hello everyone. My name is Frank Montoya. I've got Carlos here with me. We are going to get ready to talk about how we are playing this game. He will share that acronym with you in the presentation. I also want to quickly say I have had the honor of sitting with Carlos this week for 2 days here in Mexico City. I'm in Mexico City. Now, Carlos is now in Miami at the airport. Thank you, Carlos. And it's been just an honor having spent some time with him these past few days. So, Carlos will introduce himself. But before then, I will just say my name is Frank Montoya, Arizona State University. You see my slide there. Been with ASU for 16 years and have worked in the Salesforce environment with ASU at an enterprise-wide level for the past 10 years. So I will stop there, turn it over to Carlos so that he can introduce himself and then begin his commentary.
Thanks,
Carlos.
Frank. Th- Thanks, Frank. Time to all the people. You hear me? You hear me? Well, yeah, I
I
think.
can hear you,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Thanks. Thanks, HEDreamin members who organized this incredible meet. I'm so honored and excited as a Latin America member to share our story. My name is Carlos Garcia Garrido, as you can see in my baseball card. I'm the CRM Salesforce manager in the Universidad de San Andres, and a data fan. So in my university, I am responsible to discover inside information using Salesforce and create KPIs, excellent dashboards to incredible stakeholders of my org. And with other important coworkers, we lead the Center of Excellence. That's the title of my presentation today. And that we want to make implement our UDeSA policies. With our important coworkers, um, we develop change management, user adoption, and best practices in sales, service, and marketing using the Salesforce platform. And since 2020, as a volunteer of the Latin America uh, sector, I'm the chair of our Higher Education Advisory Council, that is called CIELATAM, Consejo de Instituciones Educativas de Latinoamérica. And in Salesforce, as you can see in my baseball, in UDeSA, we use Salesforce platform, Pardot, and we are now making some experience with Tableau and digital engagement, and I think with Slack too. And as part of the extended ecosystem, we use great applications as Form Assembly, AppSona, and MassMailer. Finally, I want to share two KPIs I have in my organization. In the last years, we growth more than 143% increase our sales in the undergraduate unit, and we make great performance in the lifetime cycle of sales of the undergraduate students, uh, with less than 20 days of their time to get to the university. Okay, let's go to the agenda. I will speak about little things, a little overview of my university. Then I'm going to tell you what is the game of this presentation, and we are going to answer some questions that I have to answer to understand what we are going to do with governance and so on. And finally, a couple of dashboards of my organization, real dashboards of my organization, and a quick view for your question and answers. So let us present my university. My university is very not so huge. It's located in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in South America, and we are an academic community committed to the pursuit of truth as well as the progress of Argentina at the well-being of its inhabitants. We are only 35 years old as an institution, but the educational project was born with the Scottish community in 1838 in Argentina, when they create San Andres School. San Andres University is leader in Argentina, constituted as a non-profit organization and with a secular orientation. Our goal is to enrich the Argentine higher education system, making quality education available to all those individuals willing to learn and excel without regard of their economics. And to tell you what kind of many people are having economic aid and financial assistance, more or less 57% of our students have some kind of financial assistance. And to have a scale of what G.A.M.E is a university, we have 15 undergraduate majors with about 1,400 students. We have 24 postgraduate programs with more or less 1,400 students too, and more than 50 executive education programs for more or less 3,500 professionals per year. That's our type of scale. And we also, as university, we have centers of research centers in our students in different capabilities, social, education, business, and so on. In last Dreamin session last year, when I talk about that we were merging our orgs, the next step of our organization was to have perhaps a center of excellence. So this is the story on how we are playing the game of our COE in Argentina. So what is the game in our organization? Wow, sorry. I think yeah. It's okay too, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're
say the
good.
game, yeah. Yeah. Well, this is our game. I play with the letters of the game, and we are playing the game. So, what is the game we are playing? G of governance, thinking about a clear objectives in the organization. We have a critical issue on the project on data quality assurance. Here, the A of adoption. This is a key driver to get better results. How can we establish for this kind of objectives, we establish early in our organization office hours for all the business units of our university. But in the last year, we put office hours all the weeks to all the people that use Salesforce, so that they can never says that there's no help to make improve their jobs, their work. So, and when we call off adoption, I have to say that we are having great results with some sponsors as our strategy, our chief strategy officer. He's he's a real fan of our dashboards, and he has more or less 10 dashboards to have all the organization's numbers up to date. And in the other side, I, I want to mention, it's true, we have a sales director that still using Excel. I know when I share this kind of information with other people of Latin America, I think that I was the only one that have this kind of problem in my organization. But no, there are still people, and that is a challenge to put him on board. I don't know want to say that or going abroad or abroad, but I think this is a nice challenge for next year of our organization. Um, this is and the last. Sorry. Yeah, and the last letters of the game that is I can say manage engagement or management engage or manage engagement. is really a special thing to think about it, because we don't think in this kind of COE in our work inside our university. We are not looking for engage of our customer in this office with this sector. We have to engage the people of the university that's going to help us to have success in the organization. That's what I am saying when I have to play, or we have to play this game. We have to manage engagement with internal people of the organization. That's what I think this is like our mission, our internal mission. And then I'm going to tell you about an external mission we have to. Well, now I prepared this presentation of what is the game for us, and as usual, without in all the objectives we have in our organization, usually we have to answer these kind of questions: why, how, when, who we are. So that's the questions we've made do with the Center of Excellence. And if I think of why we have to make this kind of center, it the right question it could be, what were our main problems? Without that other question, you can answer to why have to have a Center of Excellence. And sure, this is when I say why, we usually think about, don't you ever feel like everything is out of control? Do you ever have in your business or in your organization some unit business that they think they are the only customers to your project? Or have you ever feel that if that customers don't understand what is the meaning of the word priorizer? Well, that's why I have to put these all answers in my layout to put the COE in sense in our organization. Well, the next question I have to answer was, when is the time when was the time in my organization to put the COE? And this is a little story, because all the universities, all the organizations that use Salesforce, when it begins to grow the organization, all the data you have to think about how we govern data. So we first of all we talk with Salesforce experts that, as they have many industries to work with, it was a great place to first begin to talk. And they also explain us about how they are making some experience in other US universities, and they were putting in their organizations this kind of organization at the Center of Excellence. And just we were thinking, how was it possible that same solution to think about how we can do it in La Universidad de San Andres? Next, in the Latin America Council, during the last years, we have monthly meetings. In one of that monthly meetings, we have the visit 2 years ago, no? 1 year and a half, of Ernie Maldonado, that justamente justly take a good webinar about how they are using Center of Excellence in US university. And then we also speak with other participants. In particular, me participate also in other meetings, in roundtables that you have in US between each other of different topics. So I learned a lot about how are you managing all the problem of the data. So that's why and so we have to decide with when was that possible? So with all this information that was very, very long time, we have to cook our pie and have to serve it. And when do we have to serve it? When we know and we imagine this COE in our self-organization. So that was a really true story that takes several months to us. Then, sorry. Then it was how we can do this. So we have to identify key trailblazers in my org, but not usual trailblazers that use Salesforce. Trailblazers that are out of the box. Why we have to do this? Because when we think of a center of excellence, there are many actors on all or our universities that are not only working with Salesforce. We have to look for sponsors. We have to feel how are people thinking about what is the next step that Salesforce or the process that we are improving have their time to put it in their pipeline of work. So identifying the key trailblazers leaders in our org was truly a hard work. And those people have their own responsibility. So that is another thing that it was hard because who are in all our organizations who are thinking about having more job or more work about the usual work they have. I know, especially this kind of people that are here in the Dreamin or what we heard about yesterday with yesterday and on Monday with Frank. All were passionate about how we do volunteer in our organization and in our work, but not so many people of our organization think about the same time. So, with all that ingredients, we prepare four slides PowerPoint presentation and starting several road shows to evangelize other players and capture sponsors' attention. So if you know why, when, and how, it's beginning to make sense the story of how we have a COE in La Universidad de San Andres. Another thing that was clear where it has to be the COE, because as it's not a specific structure that is assigned by human resources of the university. It's like a cross people that we want to work to make better solutions and better processes in the organization. So where must it be this place? What was the COE being placed? We identified, as I said in past slides, our VP and Chief Strategic Officer. That place is just uh, a section that are across all the universities. So that was the great place to put the COE in our organization. And then we have to put with the roadshow. We do road shows, and now I'm going to present who are the players of this COE in San Andres.
Carlos, we have 1 minute, so
Okay, let's
yeah.
go. We identify the sponsors that the great people, VP of the organizations, great people as Chief Development Officer, Chief Marketing Officer. I'm like a pupil that is going all around the organization, the Chief Information Officer, and the financial, and all other people. I want to talk. What are the things that we have to answer? For example, what are the critical data that we define that were required when I do some reports or dashboards, we find that some that required reports data were null. So we don't understand why. So this kind of sentences of defining what are the real things you have to solve or think about, that was the real thing of what we are solving in the code. For example, can we imagine leads lifetime to be considered when we have several campaigns with leads, with social campaigns, where we put more data in our organization, but we have to think about what's the lead lifetime. And very important, because it's part of our values, trust and confidence between prospects, customers, and our org. So this kind of definition is what I can say. This is our mission outside in outside mode with the COE. We have to make trust and confidence between prospects and our org. And as you can see, when we have some data in several dashboards, here we can feel how many years we can consider the lifetime of leads in our organization, because they have no movement, they have no modification in the last. You can see the different picture when you have this kind of salt of a jump in the curve. That is really that this is another time of the lifetime of the lead, no? And this is another great dashboard that we have with data that we feel that it's required, but it's not so usual that it's null, very important data in our organization. And finally, I can say all the people that are hearing that one of the very important things that we do in the COE, so we are people that usually have meetings, we have to achieve agreements with internal people of our org, just live for a better growth and considering a better quality and governance of our data. So I think it could be the last time for now on to think about if you have some question or data to consider about how
Carlos, we don't have any questions, but we are
Okay.
at time. So this presentation will be put on the YouTube. So if you want to move on to the next slides, we'll see what they have for us. But while we do that, thank you, Carlos, for joining us. I know you were traveling and for sacrificing some of your travel time at the airport in Miami. And thank you all for who joined us. I think the next thing is we are getting ready to jump into the closing ceremony. So folks
Okay.
who are on, feel free to go back to the sessions icon and navigate to the closing ceremony. And thank you, Carlos, again, and have a safe trip
Thank you,
home.
Frank. Thank you all for you. Thank all people that are present here.
Gracias.
Gracias, Frank. Gracias.
Bye-bye.